Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to try this Plasti Dip on my little clamps here. These clamps I use them all the time for you name it. If I'm needing to hold something quickly together, or if I need to just set them right here to clamp a piece while I'm painting, I use them all the time. Um, but if you look, compared to this clamp right here, this has the little rubber pads that go on the clamping surface, and it's really nice. It like helps to where the piece, the clamp doesn't slip. So, and I use these a lot for assembly, but what I don't use them for are like, for example, right here. Let's say I'm clamping these together, and I squeeze down pretty tight. Well, they have a good amount of force, but you can still pull them away. And there's moments where I need them to hold there, but I also don't need them to move. And so I'm hoping that this Plasti Dip will help to put a little bit of rubber right here to where it can do a good job and hold in place, kind of like the F-style clamps. They have the little plastic pads on the ends, and those are really nice. So once once you clamp it down, they don't move. I mean, it twists a little bit, but it doesn't really come off. And I do use the F clamps for assembly, but sometimes having to twist it and then undo it, all that. If you're trying to do it one-handed, sometimes it can be a pain. So what I'm wanting to do is hoping that these guys, because it's just if I'm doing it, it's just one, quick release here, and then boom, I'm able to clamp. So quick release, so it's all one-handed. So I'm wanting to hopefully make it to where these four that I have right here will not be so easy to take off with the Plasti Dip. So let's go ahead and read the instructions, and then we'll get going on here. So it says, see here, it says surface must be clean and dry for best results. Avoid direct sunlight, humidity, breezy conditions. Stir gently, thoroughly before use. Okay. And then it says, so for dipping, it says attach wire or string to hang item. Insert item 1 inch every 5 seconds. Withdraw at same rate. Allow 30 minutes minimum between coats. Apply as many coats as desired. Allow 4 hours minimum for dry time before use. So I did watch a guy on a video, and he said that he didn't mix it enough. So what I'm basically going to do is just kind of like a paint can, like the little spray cans. I'm going to try to mix this really well, and then I'll use a stir stick to really do a good job of hopefully getting this stuff really mixed in really well. Kind of like the shake weight. You guys remember that infomercial? Oh yeah. Got that all mixed up. So right here, this is a customer wanted a Dutch door, so the half door, and they wanted me to just install it, but then they called me and they said, can you paint it in chalkboard paint? So there it is right there, the half that they want me to install, painted in chalkboard paint. So that's what that is right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a stir stick. And these are just my little scraps of use. Okay, so I've gone ahead and got a wire brush, and I even cleaned this off with some acetone earlier. And then I got a wire brush and cleaned off, because it had all kinds of gunk on here. So if you see this, I'm not wanting to get where it hinges. I'm wanting to get just a little footprint here of the pad, and hopefully I can get enough to where it just barely goes over the edge here. So like I said, I don't want to get it where it hinges, because those are really nice to be able to you know, whatever direction that you want to clamp, those are really nice. So I'm going to take this slow, and it says to dip it in 1 inch every 5 seconds. So I mean, it's like 1/8 of an inch. So we're just going to dip it in. I have a piece of cardboard here on the floor. So what I'll do is, once I dip each side, I'm going to go ahead and use a spring clamp and just clamp that just like that, so that if it's dripping, it can drip down on the cardboard there, and hopefully that this will be ready to go. So looks like you just pop the top. It's almost like opening up a can of tennis balls. And I'm also gonna, all right, smells pretty funky. Good thing I'm in my shop and got good ventilation, so make sure you can probably hear one of my little exhaust fans hanging out in the back here. I don't have my real loud one on, but I'll turn it on as soon as I'm done here. So kind of like mixing paint. Looks like it's pretty much done here. And I'm gonna get another stick to go ahead and take that off, because I want to be able to reuse this solution here later on. So I'll go ahead and clean my stick here. Try not to make a mess so I can seal it back up. And it's funny because this actually has the consistency of kind of like a little bit thicker than the chalkboard paint that I just painted right now. All right, so that is going to go there. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a couple pieces of tape here. I should have put myself a little piece of paper right there, but that's all right. We'll make it work with some painter's tape here, just so we don't make a huge mess. We'll just do that for easy cleanup, just in case. Okay, so I believe we're done here, and I'm going to go ahead and clean this off here. It's pretty thick stuff. Okay, so I'm going to set that there. Pull that off. All right, so I'm going to open up my can, or my clamp, and I'm going to face that in the direction that I'm going to dip. So I'm going to go ahead and dip just the foot part here. Trying to get the excess taken off there. Okay, so now we're going to dip this other one. What I may do is grab a little piece of like a gift card. I usually save gift cards and things like that. Just see, it's dripping right there. So I usually take little pieces of like hotel cards, gift cards, that type of thing, and I save them. And if I need whatever different size, I might, just cut a slice. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to, while it's in there, I'm going to try to kind of like scoop it up, maybe with this guy, or with this guy. Scoop it up to where it overlaps here on the top, so that it kind of like stays on there. So that's what the hope is. So we'll see how this goes here. Get in the direction that I want it, and I'm just barely excess off there. Put that there. And actually, I think if I'm able to just go side to side, that'll be a little bit easier than me trying to do it with my little stick here. All right, that one seemed to be really nice. See, so I just barely coated the. So I'm going to close this so that I can have more room here to clamp. So I'm going to clamp this guy on this side here. There we go, that's a good clamp there. And this guy, seems like that did a pretty good job. This one I may need to take just a little bit off here. I do like how thick it is. It's really nice. So I'm not going to touch them, but I do want to have enough time or room to be able to get a good clamp on there. There we go. That's good. All right, it's pretty nice. So what I'm doing here is I'm just putting the pad in the direction parallel to where the top of that plastic dip is. I'm just going side to side. And I'm going to wipe off the excess. Do the other side. Position that in the right direction. Go side to side. Just kind of shake off as it comes up. Take off the excess there. And then we'll kind of close it up just a little bit to give ourselves some clamping room. And then if you can see right here, this guy's not going to allow me to clamp in that area, so kind of got to shift it towards me here so I can get my clamp on. And what I don't want to do is, there we go, just don't want the clamp to come off there, so pretty good. I have something right here, so that's why the clamp can't go any further. So let me see if I can go back here. Yeah, that's a little better. I just didn't want the clamp to make it pop back out. Okay. This one I'll do right here at the end. Alright, so we're just going to position our pad. Go side to side. I wish they put rubber, because it's plastic right there. And if you have these, they're pretty sweet clamps though, man. I tell you, I use them all the time. So excess off, and you can, I don't know if you can see this, but it's just barely on there because I do want to still be able to use the pad there to where it's not so bunched up there. Wiggle off a little bit more of the excess there. Kind of looks like a dip cone from Dairy Queen. That stuff there. Alright, so those are both good. And then we'll get another spring clamp. Clamp that really well here. Just don't want it to move. And just for a test, I'm going to let that dry on top of this stick here. And we'll see how that works. And then I'm going to, I'm not sure how good of a seal this is. I know that this is the same type of lid that goes on like peanuts, but I'm gonna go ahead and tape that with my painter's tape, the thinner one. in hopes of me being able to keep this more, you know, I guess the shelf life longer. So go ahead and put that on here like that, just so it doesn't pop off as I'm doing what I'm doing here. And now I'm going to go ahead and go round here. Yeah, you can kind of see it's popped out here just a bit there, so I'm going to leave that vertical and not move it around. I was going to tilt it and go, but alright, so now we're just going to get this guy so. Not sure how good of a seal this will be, but I do want to be able to take it off again, so that's why I'm not using. I do have some like packing tape. I got all sorts of tape, duct tape. But the thing with those is, and I have some strapping tape. That's heavy duty stuff. So I want to be able to eventually be able to take this off again. So that's why I'm using the painter's tape. I'm just sealing this to hopefully prolong the life on this. Alright, I'm going to put the fan on so that it dries. It'll be left out overnight anyway, so I'm done. Anyway, hopefully I'll be able to use this again. Maybe I have pliers and things like that sometimes the rubber that's on them, you know, from using, you know, it tears off. So you can dip that in there. And never really ever used this stuff before. I've heard of it, but anyway, have a good day.